Welcome, everyone. My name is Kaleen O'Connor, and I am tuning in from the Gulf Coast of Florida, USA. So it's nighttime for me. I know we've got folks from all over the world. If you're just joining us, you're not too late. We invite you to put where you're joining us from in our Zoom chat here, so it helps us feel more connected to you. And this is one thing I want to invite you not to multitask. This is a very engaging, very informative, potentially life-changing webinar for you tonight or this morning. Welcome, Virginia, Australia, and Florida. I love it. So sit with us, grab some paper if you like to take notes. The way this is going to go is we have a couple of live speakers. I'm your host for today, and we will hopefully at the end have a few minutes for question and answer. And so if you have questions, because we're in webinar mode and we can't actually see your beautiful faces as participants, please do put it in the Zoom chat and we will address them either directly in the chat near the end of the webinar or right at the end, okay? So this is the world of cellular health that we're diving into today. And it's a chance to have a conversation about a whole new expanded viewpoint on how the body heals and repairs itself. And then from that has come a whole system of resources that our main speaker is going to share with you today. So I'm going to start off by introducing him. His name is Stevie Aquilina. He's joining us from down under, for those of us that are on the opposite side. And he really is one of the most amazing presenters. If you've never heard him before, you will definitely learn a lot from the heart as well as from the mind. And he is a very dedicated father and husband, and just really helps the teams of business partners that he's helping to mentor all over the world, as well as everyday people like you and I that are really taking advantage of these health resources. So with that said, I'd like to officially introduce Stevie Aquilina, and thank you for joining us.
G'day, mate.
G'day. Did I sound authentic there?
I don't know. I didn't hear it properly. Go again.
G'day.
We'll work on it.
Okay. Next week. Stay tuned.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kaleen. You really need an introduction of your own. So, you're a tremendous leader and lady and friend, and yeah, I just really appreciate being able to work with you. And you've helped me out and carried me a lot, and so I'm just very grateful for you. And I know your team is as well. I know anyone that interacts with you, not just in your team, but around the nation and around the world. Because I know that your heart sincerely beats for the mission of this company, which is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. And that's demonstrated in everything you do. So I really appreciate you and just want to send out a big thanks to you. Thank you everyone for being here today. I appreciate you too. Your time is extremely valuable. It's far more valuable than money, because if you had to pay money to come and see this, I could just give you money back if you didn't like what you heard or what you saw. But your time's non-refundable. And so I'm incredibly grateful that you've decided to spend such immense value here, and I intend not to waste it. Let me jump into the presentation here, and we'll run through what it is that we have gathered here for today. So let me just share my screen here. So as Kaleen most graciously said, my name is Stevie Aquilina, and I am from, let me just get my screen working here. Uh-oh. There we go. And my family and I live in Australia. We are originally from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast. And that was really a dream come true when we can make that happen. We are minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks. We love it. I feel very blessed and grateful for the life, income, time, and freedom that I have that's allowed me to enjoy a great lifestyle with my family. It's also taken us to many parts of the world that once upon a time way too far out of our reach, because to be honest, the good times and good vibes that we find ourselves in right now have not always been the case. Look, I was a very difficult, weird, awkward, and strange child to parent in school and raise. I never made the grades in school. I was often told I was stupid and useless on a daily basis, in fact. And I kind of figured out when you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you kind of start to believe it. And so with that kind of thinking, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. I didn't give myself a very good start. I became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. When I finally managed to get around to being able to enter the workforce, I had more than 20 different jobs in far less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb but very good-looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney. In fact, they were the most notorious parts of Sydney nightlife, not for good reasons, not for any good reasons. I wasn't hanging out with good people. I wasn't doing good things, and I really wasn't on a good track. I had big dreams. I was a daydreamer, but I was not a daydream believer. And what I mean by that is I really wanted to be, do, have, I really wanted to give more, actually, was what it was about for me. But I had little self-esteem, little sense of self-worth, little self-confidence. And so I done little with my life, had little to give. Now, physically, I've always been athletic, mainly in martial arts. But back then, I had health troubles. I had an autoimmune disorder, had inflammatory diseases. I had severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions most of my life. Lots of bad injuries too, very old school, very hardcore martial arts. Financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs with hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. Now I've been behind and embarrassingly broke. I've had the phone, electricity, and gas cut off. I've not been able to run my car on anything more than just the fumes of petrol. I think you call it gas over in the States. I've not been able to make the rent, and I've been evicted. I mean, no financial dignity. I always believed in possibilities, but I doubted my potential. And so with that kind of contradiction, it led to confusion and unfulfillment and unhappiness and frustration and just being trapped, unable to be who I wanted to be. Now, here's where things really started to turn around for me. First, I met the girl of my dreams. Right then and there, I was motivated more than ever before to become more. She believed in me. She told me that I was more on a constant basis. And I figured out once again, when you're told something often enough. And I also have, after her now, 4 reasons to become more as well with our 4 beautiful sons. Now, also, a big turning point in my life was I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough, life-changing financial opportunity, life-changing training. The company leaders are extremely successful people. They believed in me too, but more importantly, they've taught me how to believe and become more. Now, a lot of people who do presentations have really nice stories sometimes about their business background or about their medical background. I've not got one of those. I've often thought about not telling my story because I'm not comfortable with my story, but I tell the story because if at any point through this presentation you think, yeah, but that couldn't happen to me, yes, it can. If you think at any point in this presentation, yeah, but I couldn't do that, yes, you can. Because I came from nowhere, having no way and no how. And now, instead of financial insecurity and indignity, I have that security and dignity because of this life-changing financial opportunity. And instead of being trapped and unfulfilled and confused and unhappy, I now have the ability to believe and become more because this company's training has shown me a life-changing better way. And by the way, I'm not unwell anymore. I just recently had tests from the doctor and I am super well and super fit and super clear of any ailments. And I have the honor of helping others to get there too because of this life-changing breakthrough. And so now I want nothing more than to spend the rest of my life doing nothing less than bettering people's lives in at least any one of these life-changing ways too. All right, so what I'm going to share with you first is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this is a very big breakthrough, which is greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. That's big. For 2 decades, science had declared that this was impossible. This is a breakthrough with enormous potential that's proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies, considered to be a very advanced breakthrough that is 15 years ahead of its time. And any health goals or challenges you can think of, remarkable results, and drug companies wanted it shut down, but more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition. It goes well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you might already know about or be reading on the screen right now, because what I'm about to show you goes well beyond anything you're seeing here. It goes well beyond anything. It is in fact an entirely new frontier in science that is truly groundbreaking and category creating and a real deal healthcare breakthrough. All right, so the ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Well, redox signaling molecules are made by your cells, so they're native to your body. They are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication and your genetic expressions in a positive way. Now, redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself by telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, and replace damaged cells. That's redox signaling molecules sending those messages of how your cells need to do that. And so redox signaling actually empowers your body to regenerate its own tissue, like I said, heal itself. Now, redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Look, the bottom line is this, to keep it short: redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning at optimal levels. Now, why is this all so important? Because we are all made of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. So healthy cells, healthy body, healthy life. Redox signaling molecules are the keys to that healthy life, though. They are essential for the activation and function of all of our normal physiology. All of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological, all of it critically depends on redox signaling. Critically, you can underline that, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life just ends. So if our bodies already make redox signaling molecules, then why do we need to give our bodies more? Well, when we're born, we do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, how they can run around all day, not wake up sore the next, how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury and or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, our cells break down, and our cells' ability to make redox signaling molecules breaks down. And without as many of these redox signaling molecules giving those clear cell signals of, protection and healing and all the normal functions of our body, it all breaks down too. Our cells break down more and more, and it's a vicious cycle that leads to a breakdown in our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. Now, ASEA takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, and they allow these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products and certifying them as safe and effective in every body. I'll just point out one here on the left-hand side. You'll see BioAgilytix Laboratories Redox Certified. BioAgilytix is a very large scientific organization which assesses, tests, and certifies most of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world, basically making sure that what is in the products made by those companies is what the companies are claiming are in those products that they're making. And BioAgilytix does the same assessment on ASEA and certifies that we do in fact have nothing in this bottle you're looking at and all of our other redox products, nothing but redox signaling molecules. Now, ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science. Redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of redox signaling molecules, there have now since been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published in the National Library of Medicine, and if you typed in redox signaling there, you would see well over 33,000 results. On top, there are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling. And by the way, this slide is already out of date, with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. According to medical researchers, as reported in the Huffington Post too, and all sorts of other mainstream media, but ASEA was specifically wrote about in this article, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. And look, let me tell you out there are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences being held about redox, and medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And as for ASEA, we're already light years ahead of anything else out there. Now, ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits. That translates to health at its most foundational level. And here's just one example. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, that help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, that help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, that improves gut health and digestive enzyme production, and that modulates hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. These genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Moreover, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies have shown that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. The head professor of that university study has come forward saying one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. And that is significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. Now, on top of all of this, from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe. No toxicity, 0%. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. That means they're already in you, your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to be able to when it was younger and healthier. So if you have health challenges, if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish to look, live, and feel young again, if you have the very, very good sense of protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, whether that be athletically or just in your everyday life, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. Now, you really don't need to take my word for it if you don't want to, because I'm going to show you some medical doctors right now so you can have a listen in on what they have to say. Here they are.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it. People need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries. But now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies. And this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
So now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. And that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology. They are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum. And these Redox technologies are further supported and enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products, which are our Gentle Refining Cleanser and our Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. But look, it's a picture that is worth 1,000 words, isn't it? So let me just show you what our ASEA Redox technologies are worth with these pictures, and you'll see amazing health, anti-aging, and even age-reversing results. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, marks, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, all sorts of other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. For young people too, being rejuvenated, improving the quality of life. It's not all just about anti-aging, it's about healthy skin too. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions coming back to the proper surface of the skin. Now this is Rosie. The dramatic difference you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left could not be seen by Rosie because she didn't take those pictures. In fact, Rosie believed that the products weren't even working. Rosie went to see a doctor, that's who told her about ASEA and who took these pictures, by the way. And Rosie told the doctor that the products didn't work. The doctor showed these pictures to Rosie. I guess the rest of the story can be seen here, right? And look, everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes, but Rosie missed the moment-by-moment changes by not taking pictures. And I'm sorry to say, that's what most people do. They miss the changes by not taking pictures. And for anything they can't take a picture of, they miss the changes too by not keeping a written record. So make sure you take photos and write down what's happening. That's how you're going to see how this goes on a day-by-day, week-by-week basis. People can notice results within 7 weeks like Rosie, others in less, 7 days. We even see some people, a lot of people actually have an experience in around about 7 minutes, but some people need to apply more product, time, and patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. What we know scientifically, though, is that redox signaling molecules are all the same. They're the same in you, me, animals, even plants, all the same. And again, studies show that ASEA redox products contain nothing but native to your body redox signaling molecules. Studies also show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect because the body doesn't need to figure them out. They're a part of the body. They're native to the body. They work in every single person. They work every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work and or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. This doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference there? Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now, Renew 28 is not just for your face. You can see your arms, hands, bellies, and buttocks, thighs, and all over. You can use Renew 28. Now, these pictures are actually from a study from a world-leading laboratory. This study was done because there were many reports coming in from all around the world from people saying their cellulite had disappeared while using Renew 28. And so scientists set upon very strict studies to see if there was any truth to these stories. And what they found was after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction or more in the appearance of cellulite. Now, the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this is happening. And what they saw was the subcutaneous fat causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, and not just for visibly younger looking skin, but for actual healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things maybe such as shaving or sun exposure and the like. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It also helps soothe discomfort around the body. And you can know about that in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort, something that's hurting you, something that's sore around your body, rate that soreness on a scale of 1 to 10. Give it a soreness score, 10 being the most amount of soreness. Apply Renew 28 on that sore spot 3 times within 5 minutes, and usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. And nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Now, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough, and that's created a life-changing opportunity behind all of this. But before we get into that, after showing you some pictures and telling you a bit about how this works, which can be easy to see from the outside in, not so easy to see on the inside out. But if after seeing what this stuff can do on the outside, could you imagine what it could be doing on the inside? And we're going to be shared by a lovely lady today who's going to share her experience of what these molecules were able to do from the inside out. It's a awesome story, so I'm glad to hand it back to Kaleen so we can hear from this lovely lady.
Awesome. Thank you, Stevie. And I just have to say, folks, as you're learning about this, or if you're someone that does share this with others to help, if you've ever hesitated and thought, should I tell a friend about it? What will they think? Will they understand it? Will they value it? Here's a beautiful story. We have a treat tonight of a very good friend of mine that's going to share her personal experience with ASEA. And I did take a moment, both my husband and I, a few years ago to tell her about this. And it's been amazing to see the difference it's made in her life. So Callie, thank you for taking time to join us out of your busy schedule today, because I know you help people all over the world as well.
Well, thank you. Well, hello, everybody. It's nice to be on here. I was helping to host this the other day, so now I get to tell my story. So I'm kind of like Dan today, except I'm not Dan, I'm me. So my name is Callie, and I'm just going to just share my screen here. Okay. Here we go. So, yeah, I think you could see that. Okay. Let me just make this a little bit bigger.
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, excellent. There we go. So, just want to tell you a little bit how my story started here. So, like Kaleen said, she was living up in Virginia before, so we were friends up there. And then she had relocated down to Florida, so we hadn't seen each other for a while. She actually told me about this ASEA product that she had run across. She had no idea what was going on in our lives, just was telling people that she knew because she was excited about this product. And at the time, I didn't realize what my body was going through, because sometimes things that are happening are under the surface and they don't come to the surface until sometimes it's too late. So as you can see, like in this picture, I was doing construction with my husband. So this is doing some renovations here, and I was quite busy physically, etc. So I didn't really realize things were going on. There was definitely some indicators that I missed, and also not being very old too, you just think things go away, and so it's very interesting what these bodies can go through. Well, during the whole time period where Kaleen shared this with me, and pretty much all at the same time, this is what happened. Now, I'm just going to go back here, just for reference. I'm about 150 pounds. Over here, I'm about 100 pounds. So very quickly, I lost all this weight, and in 1 week, I actually lost 20 pounds. So most people might think, wow, that's an amazing diet plan. But not in this case. It wasn't something that was necessary at all. And actually, it was going to be life-threatening very shortly after this point. So, I had a smile on my face. I was at somebody's wedding, But honestly, inside, it was a nightmare to stay there. And this is just a few days later. As you can see, that's how I really felt. So right after this picture basically began this whole kind of journey of going to hospitals, and basically I had an issue with my digestive system. So it's autoimmune issue. Doctors don't have a cure for it. And essentially the handling is to be on medications for the rest of your life. So I really didn't want to do that. I've never even had a Tylenol or an Advil in my life. So to go from that to just being pumped with medications and things, and then actually surgeries were being said that I was going to need, I just went, yeah, no, that's not going to be my life. So this whole ASEA thing came just at the time that, I feel very lucky that everything happened the way it did, because it was still a journey. But as you can see, this part, I was getting better for sure. I was still on some prednisone, if you can't tell by that moon face, which is very indicative of that. But at this point, my body was starting to really come around. This is about a year later. So it was definitely a struggle, but I had Kaleen, I had other people from this company who were, constantly checking in with me and helping to keep me going, because it's not easy when you're going through something like that. And then about a year and a half, almost 2 years later, that's me, and now here I am. And it's been about 2 years or almost 3 years actually, since my last doctor visit. So, I just feel really thankful to see what the body can do. The body really can make itself better. You just give it the right things. And the thing about this, it was so foundational that I was able to do this even throughout all my treatments. I was still using this product, and then I was able to get off of that Western medications and just have the body help itself. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, so you can see that I know I have a bit of an extreme example, but I've seen so many amazing things. Even that picture with my husband, he's got a lot of things that happened for him. He was not anywhere close to what I had, so I've seen both aspects of it, but just wanted to give you that glimpse into how this can work for somebody.
Awesome, Callie. Thank you for that. And thank you for all of the talent and energy and love that you share with people all the time. It's fun to see you in action for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Very cool. So we're going to go into the final I'll say the next part of our presentation, because then I'll come and wrap up at the end. But we're going to bring Stevie back in, because I don't know about you all, but when you're thinking about, do I want to try a product or even a service, sometimes you might go, well, what's the company like that's behind it? What's the story? And so in this next part of our presentation, you're going to learn more about who is ASEA in terms of the people that make this amazing stuff, and also, how it could be beneficial for you to potentially help share it with others. So Stevie, come on back in. There's more to learn.
Hey, thanks very much, Kaleen, and thanks, Callie, for being there and sharing your story, because we're going to go into all this really great stuff in regards to the business and the background and the opportunity and some great money you can make and awesome trips, but really the biggest reward is this significant breakthrough and how much of an impact it has in people's lives to very significant depths. And so thank you so much for jumping on, Callie, and sharing your story, because it's the main motivator for me, as is everyone's story. So anyone on this Zoom, actually, if you've got a story and you can keep it compliant, meaning that you're not going to make any medical claims or say it's a cure for anything, or do anything naughty like that, we'd love to hear your quick little story, maybe in the chat box. We'd love to, either of you or of a loved one. It really is fuel for our fire that really gets us going here. So yeah, appreciate you again, Callie. Thanks very much for sharing. Let me share my screen here again. Yeah, so as I said, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. Now, this is an opportunity to have an impact, to make a difference, to better people's lives, and to be a force for good in the world. Basically, to make a living while bettering people's lives, right? So as for the ASEA Redox products, they are the world's first and only redox signaling products for two very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than the medical scientists who've worked with ASEA have been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. In fact, for the 2 decades before ASEA's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was all impossible. And remember, it is third-party validated, certified, outside scientific sources proving that we have nothing but redox healing molecules in our redox bottles. Now, too, ASEA is heavily patented, but yeah, that means ASEA is not allowed to be copied, but also there's just no way to be able to copy ASEA because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA. So there's no way for anyone to be able to look in the bottle and figure out how to reverse engineer it, how to make it outside of the company, because there's trade secrets in the making of ASEA. And so that means that ASEA really can't be copied, and that means we have no copycats, and that means we have no competition, and that means no one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. That means no other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them. Nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can, because nothing else out there has redox healing molecules in it, and ASEA is redox healing molecules. And because redox works in everybody, and because everybody needs redox, and because nothing in the body works as well, or at all, in fact, without redox, no other products can make that claim. No juice, pill, super shake, fancy water, CBD, or whatever it might be, however good it might be. Not only can it not work as well as redox, but it can't work in the body without redox. And because redox can't hurt anybody, ASEA holds massive opportunities across and over and above anything else out there in all health science sectors. This is one breakthrough changing 3 multi-trillion-dollar industries: healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from. And so for this reason and many others, this is an entrepreneur's dream. Our mission: to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own, and so we look for people to help spread the word. How we do that is not complicated. We personally share ASEA with others. Along the way, we find and attract other people who want to do the same, and we grow and expand a global network of others doing the same, sharing redox with others, bettering people's lives, being a force for good in the world. And together we're better, and so we work to improve the productivity of those networks that we can build regionally, nationally, and internationally. I have business spilling out into countries that I have not had the fortune of even being able to travel to yet. And so you really here can be your own boss. You'll be in business for yourself, but you'll never be in business by yourself. We'll be there to hold your hand every step of the way and link arms and work together and going out there and making more significant stories like Kalee's. Now, ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing redox with others. So for people looking for either an extra, part-time, full-time, big time, or maybe even a legacy leaving income for loved ones. For people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions, to be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality. And ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. Now, you receive residual income, not just from the first, but from all of the repeated purchases, ongoing purchases made by everyone you refer to ASEA. On top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the repeated ongoing purchases made by every single person you contact and others also refer. And there's no limits to how far and wide and deep these referrals can go. Now, because you can refer as many people as you like, and because they can refer as many people as they like, and because you get paid for every single purchase again and again and again, even if it's the same person again and again and again, that makes the residual income potential to you unlimited. Now, we do this type of marketing all the time. We recommend good movies, TV series, restaurants, cafes, books, whatever, but we usually don't get paid for that. In fact, little to no payment from that, usually. But in ASEA, you get paid for all of your referrals, and all of those referrals too. People tell people who then tell even more people. It goes on and on. Word of mouth marketing is the oldest, but still today, #1 most powerful, effective, trusted, and listened to form of marketing in the entire world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries. They've opened up new markets every year. Based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million by the year 2025. And look, they were profitable with zero debt from year one, and they've done nothing but increase their profitability year after year after year without ever going into debt. Residual income, being able to make money again and again and again from the work you do once, being able to make money on your days off and your holidays, being able to make money while you sleep. Residual income is very impressive, but more so, it's very important. You have residual bills. So why don't you want residual? Why don't we have residual income, right? Question I found asking myself. And this is what I found. You know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Well, out of every 100 people, only one of them is wealthy. Probably figured out residual income. Only 3 are financially secure. Probably figured out residual income. However, 7 out of every 100 must still work to survive. At 65, probably did not work out residual income. Now, they're not working because they want to. That would be different. These people are working because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. But worse still, what's very concerning is 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. So what's going wrong? They probably didn't figure out residual income. They probably didn't figure out that one main financial principle that the top 4% there seem to have figured out, that the other 81%, which I was unfortunately part of once, we didn't figure that out. And it was how to make money that's no longer dependent on paid by the hour, selling precious time for money, labor intensive or an activity job. Look, I figured out you just can't live like that. Sooner or later, I realized I wasn't going to be able to be as active as I was right now. I had some examples in my life that were not just the same age to me, younger. And I thought, well, this isn't good enough. If my active income, if I can't be active, I have no active income and my family has no income. And look, I found out this is a very big problem that 81% of people get trapped in. Just look at the stats there. Money's an excellent servant, but a terrible master. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll be a slave for money until you die. I'm not saying jobs are bad. Good place to start for most of us. If you truly do love your job, by the way, keep it. You're blessed. But still, find a way to make money outside of your job. That's not going to interfere with what you're currently doing, because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart and it's dangerous to your financial security. At least that's what I've learned. So look, for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances, their freedom, their future. For people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have. For people who aren't happy with how they have to make their money. For people who have dreams and desires of more, the SEER is a significant opportunity to be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of this global expansion to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. And you know what? There's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. And that's not only what you get to do with a SEER, that's really what it's all about. It's really who we become. And more importantly, it's what we do. Those are the biggest rewards over and above any riches it will make us. Now, you can make really great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. That can happen every year. It's happened every year to us. And you can have really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, a really great lifestyle. But look, at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others. At least in my opinion, that is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of a SEER. Now, the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving a SEER, those big drug companies offered to pay a SEER huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the SEER Redox technology. However, those drug companies wanted a SEER to shut down and they wanted everyone taken off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of a SEER, Vertus Norton and his son Tyler Norton, had the great foresight to see grave concerns in such a deal, because Vertus and Tyler got to see people who went from once having very severe health challenges that once left them and even their doctors feeling hopeless, to then these people being able to experience life-changing power from Redox. And when Vertus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they could not in good conscience sell out. And that's why they didn't. Vertus and Tyler said no to the payout and yes to the people. See, for Vertus and Tyler, what had once started out, to be honest, as just a very big business play, had now become more. The SEER founders turned down the huge sum of money from those big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than going the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making available immediately to you and me and everyone without a prescription. And I want you to hear this with me. One of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as has been perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make. And that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. Now, the ASEA founders and corporate team come from big backgrounds, even up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They are exceptionally experienced in running very big, profitable, global companies. But their corporate soul revolves around putting people first and being a force for good in the world for people first. And so you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers easily. There's plenty of university studies if you want to go cross-eyed looking at all of that medical stuff. Plenty of it for you to look at. But most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see, just like Kelly's, that ASEA is the real deal. But you know what is better than a third-party study? A first-party study. Get these molecules onto you and into you and experience this redox reality for yourself. If you want to be happier and healthier, if you want to live younger, stronger, longer. And you can just become an ASEA customer. You don't have to worry about any of this business stuff if you don't want to. But if you've got more in your heart, dreams, desires, if you have a desire, a want to be, do, have, and give more, if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, and if you want that for others too, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make any kind of difference in the world or more of a difference than you're already making, you can become part of this redox reality. And you can become more. And if you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, just invite someone here like you've been invited today. Well, you can better the lives of many, many others. And as a byproduct of that, your life will become better, let me tell you, in many, many more ways than just money. And so I want to thank you very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy and well. And I want to thank you very much, Kaleen, for always looking after me here. I'll hand it back to you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stevie. I couldn't have said it better myself, for sure. I'm going to quickly share my screen and just sort of bring it back home to everyone. Hold on one sec. Just like Callie, I've got to, there we go. Okay, good. So it, you know, it all really does start back with the product. And so this is just a quick, you know, image of our full, let me just do that again. Sorry, guys, it goes bigger for you. Of our full product line, right? Again, the whole niche here is cellular health. And what we focused on today is the redox cell signaling molecules. And here is an image. This is just to really orient you a bit, you know, for when you're ready to get started, whether that's today or you want to get, you have more questions, which, by the way, if you do have a question, quickly put it in the chat box and we can respond to it as we wrap up, because we do have another cycle happening at the top of the hour. Okay, so what this graph shows you here is that with the drink, we never just give someone a bottle, or if someone says, oh, I just want to try it for a week or a month, it's really good to orient you as the potential consumer or current consumer that you don't want to just try it for a week or a month. You can see from this graph, because the moment you start supplementing these molecules in your body, there's already changes happening. But as Cindy, who's on the call with us right now, has said before, you can't necessarily feel your pancreas healing right away, right? It takes time to see all those systems changing and healing and recovering. And so we really consult people to do a full 90-day trial so that we can see that there's over 95% of consumers that can then really perceive the difference, right? This is just a quick reminder of all the topical resources that we have. And so again, you saw the beautiful before and after pictures with the Renew 28 gel, the white tube you see there on the right, which is for the whole body. And then there is a beautiful skincare line as well you can learn more about. And the royal blue tube that you see just to the left of the Renew 28 also has the live redox molecules in it that complement the skincare beautifully, okay? And then we didn't talk about it tonight, but we want you to know that we do have a line of very effective and phenomenal nutritionals. And obviously we didn't reinvent vitamins. There's great vitamins on the market, but what really makes these stand tall is that they, first of all, are completely sourced from food. There's nothing synthetic and no fillers. And also we went even further to really think about the fact that some people might have digestive issues or issues with their gut. and that could affect how well you absorb nutrition. And so all of these formulas have an absorption complex built right into them. So how these are sold might vary depending on what country you live in, but you can get back to the person that invited you and learn more about them. They really complement the molecules well. And then this is just also a point of orientation in the world of online, shopping that we all participate in. You might sometimes see our products on other websites like Amazon or eBay. We just want you to know that that's not an official purchasing line for ASEA. And the reason for that is you want to really make sure that you're getting it directly from a distributor who works with the company, ASEA Global itself, where we make the product. That way you know the product's pure, it's safe, it's not expired. We're never going to ship expired product to you directly from our warehouse. You also get the education and product support that's really important, because this is a breakthrough for humanity. There's a reason why we didn't just put it on a shelf or leave it up to straight internet sales. We really work with people to get them on the right product plan and to give them the support that they need, both if they're for their personal consumption, but also if they're sharing it with others. Okay? So that's an important thing to keep in mind. These are just fun visuals that remind you, as Stevie has already beautifully said earlier on the webinar, that wherever you're at, if you just want to be a consumer, there's great accounts for you that you can choose to open up to order your product. And also if you want to share it with others, we have a phenomenal account called the Associate Account that allows you to be a distributor and share it with people in all of our markets around the world. And you pay the equivalent of $40 US to open that account, or whatever your country's currency is. And then once a year, you pay a $25 annual renewal fee to keep all the benefits of this account. And with this account, you can also take advantage of first-time enrollment packages where you can order more product for you and your family. And be a part of what we call our free product point or loyalty rewards program. With that, you're earning points that also help you then shop for free product and reduce the cost of the product wholesale price. So just to wrap up tonight, this just reminds you that we're here to help you support your body's ability to maintain and reclaim health. And we always like to end with a quote from our founder, where he says, "We are all at the start of something big with great purpose, and right now is the moment that we begin influencing the future. We can change the world." And we like to end with that quote because it really shows the culture of our company. And so we invite you, now you know the Redox story. So wherever you are tonight, or morning if you're over in Asia, get your questions answered, take the time. And be an ambassador with us to share the amazing story of these molecules and these cellular health products and how they are changing lives around the world. There's incredible product testimony websites and even pages on social media that the person that invited you can share with you, so you can get more reality on how this is helping others. With that, that officially ends our webinar. And